Well, for more great analysis, be sure to follow Ep on Twitter at Epstein Hitting and Instagram. And of course, you can follow me for your um, humor, daily humor, laughs. I'll give you that look.
You can
boy.
listen to Jim on the Comedy Central station on your XM radio.
At Jim Tara at Epstein. There's two of them, by the way. At Jim Tara on Sirius XM. We're giving you Sirius XM a free plug here. They don't even have our podcast. At Jim Tara at Epstein.
Is it not a monopoly? I mean, is satellite radio not a monopoly?
It is a monopoly, and they also own Pandora, so it's a big monopoly. Oh. Moving on here, we've mentioned Juan Soto and the drills that he does in spring training and the drills that he just does overall. I know you want to talk about that, so have at it. Soto, I call them, I have it titled here, the Soto drills, air quotes from me. Soto drills, go right ahead.
Yeah, and we'll see when we get into the video breakdown here in a second, but you know, if most people that watch baseball and know Juan Soto, they think of a guy who's got a big, wide base. He sits down. He sits behind the axis. He rotates fast. He sits, back. He's launching balls all over the park, and they think of a guy that probably just turns and burns all the time. Right. Okay, even though he hits balls the other way. But that's what they think, just because that's his follow through, and that's the kind of the impression you get when you just watch him stay in the box. And then you watch the drills that he does, where he takes the knob straight down to the ball, like somebody tosses him a ball from the side, and he just pops it with the knob of his bat. That's what he wants his first move to be. And I'm like, that's so 180 degrees, because we'll see here, like he gets his barrel down quickly. He's a guy that wants to get his barrel down into the zone early. It's hard to keep it there. He does a really good job keeping it there. He's one of the few guys that's able to do that. And then you have other drills where he resists his lower body. So he almost hits across his body. He closes his stance so much so that his hips don't rotate. And then he just he smothers it. Like he kind of chops down a little bit with a closed front side. And to me, it's mind blowing, because that's nothing that shows up in a game. Yeah. Right. But then it makes sense to me, because I go back to the video I saw when he was 14 or 15, where his legs were just awesome. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have to think about that. In fact, his legs probably get too big, and he probably gets too overly aggressive on pulling balls and hitting balls out of the park. So what does he have to do? He has to counteract that move. And it's just awesome to see that, look, this is like arguably, the best hitter in baseball. What is he doing that works for him? Because it might be totally different. Like if I did those drills with my own kid, it would be the worst thing I could do, because she swings down. Like I can't get her to sit back more and finish higher and swing up more. Like her swing plane is just, luckily she plays softball, right? And the trajectory is really flat, but right. It's like, I just want her to swing up 5 degrees, and she can off the tee, but as soon as the ball comes at her, she's very zero and negative. So if I had her do the drills that Soto, that would be a total disservice. And if I had Soto do the drills I'm trying to do with somebody that has a flat swinger, that wouldn't work either. So it just is it's great. I don't know if it was his hitting coach. I don't know if it was just him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. It shows. I think it shows his maturity, though, too, of how he goes about his business as a player. He understands what drills he needs to do to get himself ready and get better.
Yeah, know what works for you. I mean, there was Bryce Harper did a deal like that, was kind of a pregame. And it showed what he did before he steps out on the field, to take BP. It was I think he may have been on a knee too, and he's doing his bottom hand, and then he's doing his top hand, and he's kind of like chopping balls, and then he starts hitting more line drives, and then boom, okay, now I'm ready. Right. And it's just, everybody has their own routine, and know what your routine is and stick to it. And I always try to do that with all my online players. This is your new progression. This is your new routine. Every time you hit off a tee, off live, off a machine, anytime you're taking batting practice, going into a game, this is, you do this, you stack it, you do this, and then boom, you're ready to go. And so I want all of my players to have that routine and that comfort level when they're going into games.